Now listen to what Democrat Senator Chris Murphy had to say about Trump's trip.
This is President Trump's corruption tour of the Middle East. He is going to the Gulf in order to collect tribute. What's happening here is an extraordinary level of corruption. We shouldn't pretend this is business as usual. What the president is doing is giving countries like Saudi Arabia and UAE what they want. And Trump is not asking for any benefit to the American people, and he's asking for cash.
Member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Senator Rand Paul, joins me now. Mr. Senator, the media and the Democrats are all focused on that jet from Qatar. How do you feel about it?
Well, first, I'd like to respond to Senator Murphy. Corruption tour. I think that's just partisan rhetoric and not helpful at all. There's every reason why President Trump should want to go to the Middle East. We have lots of problems. We have a lot of friends there. We have potential enemies there. One of the great, tributes to their first term was the Abraham Accords, trying to get peace between the Gulf sheikdoms and with Israel. So I think there's every reason to be there. On the jet, I do think the jet probably sends the wrong signal to people, and I don't like the look or appearance of it, so I would hope that he would reject it. The Constitution specifically says you can't take gifts from foreign leaders. It doesn't say you can't take gifts unless they're going to be for, official use. We also do a lot of business with Qatar. And so we sell them a lot of arms. Essentially, the United States is the biggest arms merchant in the world. We sell arms everywhere. And they're lucrative deals for the arms manufacturers. But I have actually tried to hold up arms sales before to both Saudi Arabia and to Qatar because of their human rights records. So I don't know that we can have an honest appraisal of their human rights record and decisions on arms sales if we're receiving $400 million gifts from a country. So I'm not for it.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, he says that China got the better of Trump in the deal to pause tariffs. He's calling it more Trump chaos. I know you're not a fan of tariffs, but if it gets us better deals, does that change your mind?
Well, I think that's Schumer. Once again, it's all partisan rhetoric. They don't know how to have an intellectual discussion over tariffs. I think it's still unknown, actually. With China, 145%, the market thought that was crazy bad, and we lost $6.6 trillion. Slowly, the market has come back, and then yesterday, millions of investors said, oh God, we're going to breathe a sigh of relief. It's better than 80 going to 30. But I think what is still unknown is 30 compared to what? I think 30 compared to current is still a significant hike in tariffs. So I think we will see increased prices, and we will still see disruption of trade. And I'm not for the tariffs, but I'm with the marketplace that 30 is a lot less bad than 145. And so I think you'll see the market responding to this. But the market also wants less chaos. They want a little bit more stability and rationality and reasonability to the negotiations, as opposed to 145% is basically an embargo. We also have Lindsey Graham now proposing a bill against Russia, and in his bill he has a 500% tariff against everybody who buys oil and gas from Russia. Well, guess what? That's about 60 countries. A 500% tariff is an embargo. These are kind of crazy proposals that should be taken off the table and calm the markets down. So we'll see whether 30% is a big deal or not. They're still exempting the iPhones. Yep. So they know it's a bad deal. So they're exempting iPhones, chips, and computers. I don't know if that's that's a significant portion of what we get out of China. And it's good. Unless you sell toasters, you don't have as good a lobbyist as Apple, you don't get an exemption. So
Senator Rand Paul, very much on target. Thanks for joining us, Senator. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Come and see us again. Thanks.